Welcome back to WEC Icons, and can you hear that? It's the sound of Eagles, it's the sound of America, it's the sound of the Cadillac V-Series.R V8 engine. It's a fan favourite. You guys have loved it ever since it joined the WEC in 2023, and today we get the opportunity to learn a little bit more about this beautiful machine. So let's dive right into it. Welcome to WEC Icons. Thank you so much for joining us. I wonder if, first things first, you start off by introducing yourself.
Sure thing. So my name is Keely Bosn. I'm currently the program manager for Cadillac Racing with General Motors.
Well, I presume you know this car pretty well. And how about we start off by getting the name and give me a little overview. What is this magical beast?
This is the Cadillac V-Series.R.
Mega. First things first, what engine's it got?
So this is a 5.5 liter V8. Naturally aspirated, which we chose due to the complexity. We've aptly named it the LMC55R, which stands for Le Mans Cadillac. The 5.5 is, of course, for the 5.5 liter.
Like it.
And then R we typically use in our GM production side, which indicates racing.
And of course, the sound is absolutely synonymous with this car. Can you tell me a little bit about the history of that, perhaps?
Sure. So we've built V8s since 1915. Cadillac was actually the first organization to build a V8.
How cool!
Exactly. In our Pontiac facility, though, we've been perfecting V8s for over 75 years. This one is no stranger to that. It actually shares and mimics the timing in some of our production vehicles and some of our most advanced propulsion systems.
How would you describe the sound of this car? What does it mean to you?
I like to describe this as a screeching eagle in a thunderstorm. But I think overall, the engine has this very distinct sound that's unmistakable. You can hear it before you see the car on the track. So overall, you just hear that American V8.
Were you guys surprised by the volume and, well, the buzz initially from the fans about how great the car sounded? And was the sound almost a surprise to you as well?
I think it was for the team. I don't think there was any surprise, though, how the fans react to the sound. It was very purposeful to have an iconic Cadillac brand with an American V8 that we could showcase to our fans.
Well, that's a good point, actually. What made you guys go for a V8 as opposed to something else?
Yeah, I think, overall we wanted to have it truly be American, working on the global scale as well. We were basing the engine a bit off of the LT6, which was our base, but this is a 100% bespoke engine that we develop in Pontiac, Michigan at our propulsion facility there.
So it does share little bits of elements with the road car operation?
So overall, it's 100% bespoke, apart from the spark plugs. But yes, we did have the base with the LT6 as some of the design elements. You'll see that carry over.
Can you explain more in simple terms how the power is distributed between the engine and the hybrid system that you guys have in here?
Sure. So the engine and the hybrid system are both in front of the transmission. Because of that, we're allowed to use the hybrid system to supply power when we need it for better efficiencies. It also helps with driver control.
I want to touch on the fact that you guys have a Dallara chassis in this. What made you guys go with Dallara? What made you choose the chassis in particular?
GM's had a long relationship with Dallara, so it was a pretty easy fit for us to go with Dallara as our primary supplier. But also from a packaging standpoint and powertrain, it was a good fit for us.
Perfect. Now, there is so much to point out from where we're looking at, but I want to start out with maybe the aero elements. Like I'm seeing vents, I'm seeing different front wing off. There's all sorts going on. Can you talk me through the basics?
Sure. We have kind of, I'd say, three main components on the aero. So the front splitter design, obviously, is very important. The underbody, and then the rear wing, which is adjustable. Okay. But there's other elements as well that we get questions on, the dive planes. So that allows for better balance and downforce. and drag. And then we also have a lot of questions around the open wheel
Yes.
here. So the open wheel setup with the fin is actually there for safety and stability, so that the car doesn't go airborne. And then as you go through the vehicle itself, we have gurney strips that we are able to adjust. And in addition to that, I mean, there's several elements on this car, right? As we look through it, of things that we have the winglets here. And overall, you know, we're always just looking to balance the car front to rear with the aero.
Now, I always like this question because I learned something new. What are some design elements that are unique to this? What are some design elements that make it look like a Cadillac?
Yeah, I think the tail lights, you know, the vertical lights, a lot of the body lines that we have are carryover from the Cadillac. We also, from a livery standpoint, this is the Hertz Racing Gold, and the design elements there are actually based on the Mondrian. And so that is the three primary colors with the lines. You'll see that distinctive design across all of our Cadillacs. The winglets themselves are a bit of a design element overall in this car. You'll notice between the two different cars, there's two different colors. So it is another design element that we utilize to be able to make them visually different.
And coming back round to the front of the car, I can see lots of different little switches and buttons. How is this car designed to be quickly fixable and adjustable during pit stops? Because it's so important for racing, right?
It is, yes. So you'll see that very quickly. We have these, you know, quarter turns here with just the two, and the latches. We can easily take off the entire front assembly. Same thing on the rear. We can take that assembly off very quickly. In addition to that, front suspension and rear suspension, we already have pre-built, so we can quickly exchange those out if needed.
Mega. Now, what I really want to do is I want to get inside the car and have a little look. So maybe first things first, we get the steering wheel out?
Sounds great.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So Keely, we've got the steering wheel. I wonder if you can talk me through what we're looking at, and maybe any elements that are similar to a normal Cadillac. Are there any on here?
Apart from the logo, not too much. These are quite complicated, as you can tell.
Yep.
The overall instruction manual for this is about 110 pages, which tells you the overall complexity of the steering wheel. But I can point out a few buttons if you like.
Great,
so
thank you.
we have the radio here, drink bottle here for the drivers, pit, full course yellow. Obviously, this is where you turn it on and off. And then really the remainder of the buttons on this are really for driver inputs and controls there. So the drivers have a lot of input into the vehicle that we can alternate during the race. And so the rest of these buttons support the overall race strategy and those inputs.
And do these buttons relate to kind of what they'll be seeing on the screen here?
Correct, yes. And then on the back, we have the shifter up and down on each side. And then this is for the clutch.
How about we pop that back just inside and we'll take a little look in here? Can you run me through kind of what we're looking at, what some of the different parts are perhaps?
Sure, overall, I mean, you'll see, you know, the internal bits of the car on the WEC screens, right, as you're watching the race. But obviously our steering wheel here in the middle. Actually, you asked earlier about when we do pit stops and quick changes. So we have the driver bottle, which is a quick change over on the right side. So for pit stops, we're able to pull that bottle out very quickly. And obviously the seat where the driver sits, which are exchangeable. On the right-hand side, you'll see all of our hybrid components, which will take up primarily, you know, a bit of the right side of the car.
Yeah, it's busy over there.
Quite a bit, yes.
Well, how about we shut this door, we come around the front, I get to ask you some of my favorite questions. Race to road is obviously such an important concept when it comes to motorsport, and I wonder, why do you think, or why is it that Cadillac goes racing?
Cadillac's no stranger to racing. We've actually been racing for quite some time. But the reason why we came into the sports car program in LMDH is really so that we can compete against some of the most prestigious global brands in the world.
I tell you what, I don't blame you. How great has it been since you joined, right?
It's been fantastic.
And I have to know, what is your favorite part of this car?
My favorite part really is the iconic sound.
You can't go wrong with that, right?
Cannot go wrong with that.
I agree. Thank you so much, Keely. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for joining us. We'll see you for the next episode of WEC Icons.